I'd like to call to order the Board of Adjustment meeting for June 4th, 2015. Before we begin the business portion of our meeting, I would like to recognize Nick Harris. And Nick is a former member who has completed his service on this board. I want to thank him for the service to the community and to wish him well in his future endeavors. Our first order of business is to receive the minutes of the May 21st, 2015 meeting. We just received them.
So moved.
You can second, yes, to receive. We have a motion and a second. Register your vote. The minutes are received. Continuous requests or withdrawals by staff.
Item number 2, case number 14056 is requesting a continuance to July 2nd. Item number 3, case number 14062 is requesting a continuance to July 2nd. Item number 9, case number 14066 is requesting a continuance to July 2nd. And item number 11, case number 14064 is asking to be withdrawn.
I would entertain a separate motion for each of those requests.
I'll make a motion to continue case number 14056 to July the 2nd.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Register your vote. That case is continued.
And make a motion to continue case number 14062 to July 2nd.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Register your vote. That case is continued.
I'll make a motion to continue case number 14066 to July the 2nd.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Register your vote. That case is continued.
Make a motion to withdraw case number 14064.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. That case is withdrawn. To members of the public, if you're not familiar with the work of this board, it is normally, it has 5 members. It takes 3 votes to affirm a decision. And because there are only 3 members here today, if there's anybody that wishes to request a continuance till presently there are 4 members, we would be willing to entertain that, or we'd be happy to go ahead and hear your case today. Anybody want to request a continuance or have a question about that? Hearing none.
Item number 1, case number 14049, request for use variance of Oakland Oil Company for permit to drill an oil gas well located at 8801 South Peebly Road.
Is the applicant here? If you would just give us your name and address for the record and speak to your application.
My name is Joseph Okerlund. Our business is located at 110 North Robinson, Suite 400, Oklahoma City, Oklahoma, 73102. And we are here seeking a variance for an oil and gas well within the city of Oklahoma City. And I'm here to field any questions that any of you might have today.
Is there anyone here to speak in opposition to the application?
Nobody that I'm aware of.
Are you aware of anyone who's in opposition to it? Neighbors contacted you or made concerns or anything?
I'm not aware, and nobody has contacted me.
Okay. And I'll make a motion to approve the application.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. Register your vote. You are approved.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Good afternoon.
Item number 4, case number 14063, request of Ellis Manufacturing Company for a variance to the required number of parking spaces and to allow parking and maneuvering in the public right-of-way located at 4803 North Cooper Avenue.
Good afternoon. Just approach the microphone and give us your name and address for the record and speak to your application.
Brent Holmbo with Ellis Manufacturing Company, and we're trying to get a variance on our current parking to expand some extra parking spaces.
I'm Clay Hombo with Ellis Manufacturing as well.
While board members are looking over your application, you've got a copy of the staff report, and under other considerations, it makes known to you that the parking spaces will require review and approval of the Traffic and Transportation Commission. So regardless of the action, if this board grants your variance request, it should still be contingent upon approval by TTC.
Okay.
Okay.
I was going to ask staff, is it common for these to come to us before it goes to them? I would sort of like to have their input on this, but it doesn't really matter as far as the procedure of it goes?
No, it really doesn't. I just want to make sure it gets to them.
Are you also aware, too, I just want to make sure, it says in our report, just so you know this, it says if there's improvements to the paving in the public street right-of-way are ever made, the utility engineering department has to be contacted prior to those paving improvements for approval because of a water line. You guys know that, I guess? I saw your engineering plan. It's pretty thorough, so you guys probably know that.
I think we have an okay from 4 different utilities, OG&E, Cox Cable,
ONG.
ONG, and
Oklahoma City wastewater. Is that right?
City, City of Oklahoma City?
yes.
Yeah. Is there anyone here in protest of the application? I would make a motion to approve the application contingent upon approval of the TTC as outlined by staff.
And I'll second that.
I have a motion and a second. Register your vote. You are approved.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Item number 5, case number 14065, request of David and Karen Arms for a variance to the 30-foot platted rear building line located at 14809 Gaillardia Lane.
Please give us your name and address for the record and speak to your application.
I am David Arms, and I'm the applicant. Currently, I live on Hollyhock, 14720 Hollyhock Drive.
All right.
Also in Gaillardia.
And I'm Ron Roque at 2919 United Founders Boulevard.
Okay. I don't think there's much ambiguity about what you want to do.
No.
Is there anybody who has signed up to speak on this matter?
No one has speak. Are you aware of any protests or any comments from your
No,
neighbors?
we talked to the golf course. They're all
Okay.
This is
Oh,
kind
great.
of a different situation because the building line is really just a platted building line. It really doesn't affect anybody, especially since you back up to this green area and you have the developer's consent. So I would move approval.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. Register your vote. You are approved.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Item number 6, case number 14068, request of Jose Fabella for a variance to allow the expansion of a non-complying use located at 13500 South MacArthur Boulevard.
Go ahead and give us your name and address for the record, please.
My name's Val Ontiveros, and I'm speaking in behalf of Jose Favela, and this is Jose Favela.
Welcome.
Jose Favela, 13500 South MacArthur.
Thank you. Go ahead and talk to us about what you want to do.
What he wants to do is put an attachment, a variance for a garage in the back of his residence. It's a residence that's in a industrial, and he's trying to get a permit to put up a shop garage in the back of his house.
Mr. Chairman, is there anybody signed up to speak on this matter?
No, there's not.
This is also an unusual situation. We don't often have people come in who are seeking to extend a use that is of less intensity than the zoning they have. This is unusual because you're a resident in an industrial area, and it seems to me like a good thing that you're going to construct a shed or a garage to hide this equipment. So I'll move approval.
I'll second that.
We have a motion and a second. Register your vote. You are approved.
Thank you.
Sir, just point of information for you guys. It's in our notes here that we want to make sure you're aware that you have to grant an aviation easement to the Oklahoma City Airport Trust as a condition of getting a building permit for your structure. So
We got to do what now?
you've got to grant an aviation easement to the City of Oklahoma City Airport Trust as a condition of getting a building permit to build this building.
Uh-huh.
So, Kathy, would you be the appropriate person for them to speak with them? Just
It's going to be plan review where they get their permit.
Sure.
Because they'll have a copy of the order that has that condition in it.
So if you have questions regarding that, you just need to contact Plan Review.
Okay, who do I contact? Who do I need to contact?
Building permit office, where you get your building permit.
Okay, all right, thank you.
Item number 7, case number 14069, request of Triple C Incorporated for a variance to the required number of parking spaces, the maximum driveway width and separation, and to allow parking and maneuvering in the public right-of-way located at 1201 and 1207 West Main Street.
Donald B. Navard, 4800 North Lincoln Boulevard, Oklahoma City, 73105. On behalf of the applicant, Mr. Jimmy Catledge is here, Jimmy Catledge is here for Triple C also. This is a pictures more say 1,000 words than a little drawing there, but this is a piece of ground that's got basically vacant buildings on it. It's been that way for a number of years. Triple C has been in that area for a number of years and improved the property east of them, west of them, and now trying to improve the property across the street. There's 3 buildings. Klein Avenue is all beat up. It's torn up. There's no curbing. The drives don't match up to the buildings. And what we're trying to do is just correct all that and make it accessible to those buildings. There's one building there that they would like to use for Triple C, which is located directly across the street as a training center only, so it won't have any usable parking requirement. It would be people coming just from across the street to use that for a training facility. So those were the 3 issues that we needed to address to move forward to remodel the building. That is to line up the drives and the fence hole and to repair the curbing and allow some parking on Main Street.
Mr. Chairman, is anybody signed up to speak on this matter?
There is not, but just a reminder, in your packet, there are letters of support.
I was going to say the staff report indicates that this is the request represents a major improvement of the existing conditions. There are no unfavorable conditions. And the great thing about having a track record and being a good neighbor is that you get people to write you nice letters saying that they support your application. So I will move approval.
I'll second.
We have a motion and a second. Register your vote. You are approved, sir.
Thank you, and I want you to know the neighbors are really excited about this because they're going to improve it. The neighbors don't have to.
Thank you.
Item number 8, case number 14070, request of Stephen Schmidt for a variance to the hard surface paving requirements located at 3900 Southwest 149th Street.
Stephen Schmidt, 1635 East Rock Creek Road, Tuttle, Oklahoma, 73089.
Tell us what you want to do.
I want to do like the driveway coming into the property. It would be a lot easier for me to maintain not having hard surface. Like if it's to leave the gravel that I have now, it's a lot easier for me, instead of having, pardon me, if I have the gravel, I can dress it. If I don't have the gravel, then, the weight of my trucks over time will just degrade, the surface.
I had a question about this application. We're talking about the driveway, but in fact, there is, I guess, what I would call the apron, the portion of the driveway that actually comes out to the street.
The approach. The approach is going to be concrete. I want that to be concrete, just from there back to the building itself.
Do you know how long I looked at the property on aerial, and all of it is currently gravel, correct?
Yes, sir.
Has it been gravel like that for a long time?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. All your neighbors appear to be industrial users?
Yes, sir.
Too. Do you know where the nearest residence would be relative to this property?
Probably about 1.5 miles to the east.
Is there anyone here in opposition? It doesn't appear so.
I had another question.
Okay.
The parking for your customers and your employees, however, will be paved?
Yes, ma'am.
Is that correct? Okay.
I thought that's what the drawing showed.
Yeah, it does. I just wanted to be clear about that.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'd make a motion to approve the application.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Register your vote. You are approved.
All right, thank you.
Good luck. Our last order of business that I'm aware of is the election of officers. And I believe, based on conversation with other board members,
Shall I move that we table that until we have a full board here?
until our next regular meeting,
Hopefully.
yes, yes.
So
Do we need a motion, and do we need to act on that, or? Okay. So I need a motion and a second.
So moved or second, whichever one she didn't do.
We have a motion and a second. Register your vote. Election of officers is postponed to the next regular scheduled meeting. If there's no other business before us, I would entertain a motion to adjourn. Is there other business before us?
Second.
This is a slow afternoon, and you?
Yeah.
Okay. Register your vote. We are adjourned. Thank you.